Okay, so I'm going to start tonight with a poem by Maneo Mohale, and I will read. Once I've done reading the poem, I will hand over to Robert and Larry, who are going to serenade us with some poetry and some music. So it's lovely to have a switch up for tonight. And the poem that I'm going to read from Maneo Mohale is Cheriam, which is from Everything is a Deathly Flower. Cheriam, in the blessed dark of ready wood, she catches you laughing at Chekhov. You're here because you love the theater, and you're easily charmed by a cherry tree. Half rapture, rain dance, you unnotice when she thieves your giggles, for her pocket taking careful note of what makes you laugh. What is it that makes a ritual? You are a studied sequence of words and gestures, performance in sequence space. Tonight, you are an offspring. This ritual is time, feasting on itself, an exchange and a ceremony. She loves you after Chekhov, and you give her your hand somewhere between Stoppard and Beckett. You hide her hand in your pocket. She is caterpillar soft. Tonight, she is only as dangerous as dreams, and you have loved white lace all your life, threading your baby brown fingers secretly through Hono's tablecloth. And with that, Robert, welcome. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Larry, welcome. I look forward to listening and hearing. And so after the reading/music session, we're going to have some questions, after which we'll take a 5-minute break and have an open mic session. So Robert, Larry, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, it's very nice to see people who I haven't seen for many years. Hello, Leslie. Hi, Patricia. And I can't actually see all the gallery people because you've got the share screen on, but it doesn't matter. You can switch, maybe switch on the share screen when Larry's singing. Anyway, and then put us onto the audience when he's not. Yeah, that'll be nice. I can see who's here. Hello, everyone. Hi, Timo. Yes, so you know, I've been writing poetry for about 40 years. I started really writing in the 80s, and I met Larry Strelitz at that time in moved to Grahamstown. And I went to concert of his. I was incredibly impressed. But he also, I hadn't even published my first book yet, and he borrowed my poems, and we became friends. And then he started writing some lyrics. Treating them as lyrics, and writing music, and it was really from my poems. It wasn't really a kind of a direct singer-songwriter type of relationship. And then in time we modified some of them. We modified some of the poems because of the singing and because of the rhythms, and Larry also dug up early drafts and some of the. So what you see here is not exactly what's been published in books. Some of these poems haven't been published at all. They felt a little bit too whatever, romantic or something to publish in. I'm not sure, but and others have been published in different forms. And later on, we sometimes joined a few. I was a bit less precious about my poetry by that stage, so we kind of joined sometimes bits of 2 poems or 3 poems together to make. I sort of have a different idea of making a song, and this has been going on for 40 years. Larry's played with lots of different musicians. He's very famous, at least in Grahamstown. But he's moved to Cape Town now, and he really deserves to get like a national, if not international, audience, which I think will happen. In fact, he's as you will see, you'll see what kind of singer and guitarist he is just now. So what we're going to do is the first three poems, the first three songs are kind of written in the 80s, I'd say, early songs. I was quite sort of melancholic kind of state of mind, and quite lyrical, but also melancholic, as you'll see. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say by way of introduction. Larry, do you want to say anything?
Thanks, Robert. I've clicked on this live performance audio, which I need to have on to play over Zoom. And then it's just some meeting participants cannot hear you. They may need to update to the latest client version. Anyway, I'm just going to have to go ahead with this particular Zoom app that is there. I hope everyone can hear.
I can hear you.
No, thanks, Rob. Look, I don't know about the fame and fortune, but I've really enjoyed working with Rob over 40 years, and it's quite something to have a poet trust you with their poems. And we sometimes, there's a bit of a toing and froing over particular lyrics and whatever, but it always resolves itself well. And just before I play, I just want to say, I often consult the I Ching. Well, not that often, and I consulted it about myself in music, and I got a hexagram. Those of you who know the I Ching, it was hexagram 58, which is joy. And it talks about joy's greatest quality is the encouragement it offers to people. And then it talks about joining friends in discussions and in practicing various arts and virtues. So I hope this is a joyous occasion, and I hope we're all virtuous and enjoy what Rob and I are offering you. I also want to say I would like you just to relax into the songs, because I think there are 8 songs, and so no applause between songs. I will just kind of move from one song into the other. I will sometimes have to change guitars because some of the songs are in different tunings. But yeah, if you want to put the lyrics up for the okay. Towns, New Houses. Town's new house, a stray and empty bush, and our old house stands in ruins. Wind has gathered all the doubts and blown them, one big question, through the hills. Still not sure what happened, how the earth's internal organs moved. Found myself before a farmhouse, dark transparencies of egrets beat across the flame. Following the dusk with my binoculars, and I pick up distant traffic on the national road. The tiny townships where the farmers, they house their worker families. God, if it's really true that your hand turns the earth, grant me a peaceful passage through the coming here. I've kept the promise of my birth, and I can feel my way now through the whiskers of my pen. Following the dusk with my binoculars, I pick up distant traffic on the national road. Tiny townships where the farmers house their worker families. Sorry, I had a bit of a frog in my throat. So the next one, this is actually the latest song, the last one Rob and I did together. Old set of lyrics, but a new melody. That was how we left there. Sun sank in the city. Afternoon of lightning storms, so dangerous and pretty. Riding through the borders, nothing to declare. Looking for a vision, but we only found a hole there. There was a hole in our heart we could never fill. Only the road knew we'd be together still. Dreamt I met a black horse, rode it into war. Bystanders threw stones, but it wasn't me they saw me as a soldier with bayonets for hands. That way is barren, a seat on desert sands. Because I've heard a song carried me into the sky, dark blue as midnight, sweet as a lover's cry. Summer's green and soothing, evening spread like rain. Skies awash with colors, colors wash away the pain. Wish I could remember I've been this way before. Memories like lovers drop their clothes upon the floor. But you're no memory, you were my holy ground, the sweetest mystery, your voice and ocean sound. Okay, this next one is a a very early song, but again, with time I've reworked some of the melodies. Oh, sorry, I've got 3 guitars here. It was the wrong guitar. So. A summer was born which was long inside her. A green, green summer which was long inside her. Went to it often with a 4-leafed clover, in the presence of a river, a stone-walled mother. Oh, her father had died in an RAF accident. Her mother had gone on into ceaseless prayer, with the music around her and her brother on acid. The river flashed multiply vivid tunes. Oh, we were hanging on to the voice of Van Morrison, sailing with mescaline into the mystic, with our sleeping bag and our little blue tent. The river kept flickering in time to our dancing. And the river kept time to our whispering breathing. Sadness came swiftly down our melancholy storm. Why was it us who had to suffer the silence? We asked of a river with our feet in the water. Oh, a beat fell through the bottom of our hearts. A coin fell into a public phone. A letter fell into a faraway postbox. But children said, the river, you're always alone. Oh, a summer was born which was long inside her. A green, green summer which was long inside her. Went to it often with a 4-leafed clover, in the presence of a river, a stone-walled mother.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, the next poems are written quite a lot later. I've been in the Eastern Cape for 40 years, but I sort of really got set on this Cape and maybe had I don't know what, like a sort of tougher attitude to things. but perhaps more stable and more happy as well. And so the next two poems are, and I've always been much more interested, or much more drawn to the kind of hard blues line and rhythmic kind of country blues. Then Larry's got a broader musical perspective, often with a kind of, like a folk song, which has never been my background. So these next two are kind of like blues songs, really, but not quite. And they've also been, the one, My Death, has been put together out of a couple of poems, in fact. But anyway, let's hear them. Anything you want to say, Larry?
Not really. I'll just, so this is My Death. You can just get the poem on the screen. Yeah. I wanna die in bed or sitting on a chair, like an old car engine slipping out of gear. Stop beating all together like my dog Max when he died. Call enemies and friends to say goodbyes. Here's my will, it's signed and witnessed. Forget about a coffin, bring a plank. Put me in the ground and plant a cactus tree. It'll have my bones to thank. All I ask is to be wide awake. My fight to burn completely into ash. If there's anywhere to go, oh, I'll be going there. I won't be coming back. Here's my will, it's signed and witnessed. Forget about a coffin, bring a plank. Put me in the ground and you plant a cactus tree. It'll have my bones to thank. Does it end? Does it end with the body going down into the earth? Does it end? Does it end with the promise another human birth? Here's my will, it's signed and witnessed. Forget about a coffin, bring a plank. Put me in the ground and plant a cactus tree. It'll have my bones to thank. Okay, and the next one is East Cape Blues. This has also gone melodic transformations over time, but so this is also in kind of a country blues style. This song. Driving on the highway in someone else's car. The driver's got no license, makes me wonder where we are. I'm in the East Cape, baby, place I call my home. East Cape hills and oceans, I let my spirits roam. Been thinking about my children, what they never learn at school. We're heading for extinction, the future's not so cool. Here in the East Cape, baby, where nothing works that so well, but still the people greet you. It's got that East Cape smell. Excuse me while I answer, beggar at my door. She's permanently angry, she's permanently poor. And me, I'm angry also, I just watch the TV news. It's all silence about violence, I got those East Cape blues. It's hard when dreams are broken, there's no one left to blame. I can only clean my own yard, try not to complain about the East Cape, baby, 'cause that's where I belong. I take my chances on the highway, or with my East Cape song. Let's turn off my audio here.
Yeah, for the last, most of the people who know me, the last 30 years actually, I've been living on a farm outside Grahamstown, quite a wild place. A lot of natural ecology, despite all the alien trees. And this poem is kind of really, a lot of my poems these days are situated in that physical space. Yeah, so the next two poems, although there's lots of sort of difficulty going on in them, they're kind of situated in that East Cape bush environment, and yeah, I like them. They're lyrical.
Yeah, we can put the lyrics on. Okay. So whenever I sing this song and poem, I keep losing my way with guitars. Whenever I sing this, I think very clearly of the farm that Rob lives on, and it's very evocative of that space. morning half-light, across the railway line, I see two foxes on the road, look down to my house, see the lights on below. May is the month for me, but then the summer has burnt itself out. The winter has begun to bite, and the days are still long, and I can practice being an old man who watches the sun go down. The stillness and weight of the air, deep as lagoon water layered with color. Nights cold enough to drive me to human company. Laughter from 2 doors away and a truck going by with air brakes wheezing. And for a while there's that field of child time with haystacks of time to play in, and I stay until the lights remind me to go in. When I think of the chances of being born, one drop in the ocean, they say, I know all's well on this patch of earth, on this still and perfect day. May is the month for me, but then the summer has burnt itself out. The winter has begun to bite, and the days are still long. This is also a song we did many years ago, and we kind of revived it recently. It's called Boo Boo. So I'm just going to tune, I've just gone slightly out of tune. One second. So it's just the... It's the heat. have in my heart a bush of memories growing under whispering skies. And I return sometimes to the planet's dawn. I watch the sun of my childhood rise. Watch the sun of my childhood rise. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sounds are rich in the forest of return. Sour bush smells and hints of fear. Behind me is the ink of the cathedral, soft raindrops which slant the air. Soft raindrops which slant the air. Boo-boo is hidden but his song is clean. You'll be there when our violence has gone. Boo-boo's song has turned to a call, which enters my memory as I walk on. Light of my parents' house is very far away, and I don't know if I'll ever see that house again. But I know I'll hold someone in my arms. We'll heal each other of this knife wound's pain. Heal each other of this knife wound's pain. Boo-boo is hidden, but his song is clean. He'll be there when our violence has gone. Boo-boo's song has turned to a call, which enters my memory as I walk on. Caller calling, how would I know? Only time and attention will tell. All I know as this world turns to wine is this bird song and this particular smell. Bird song and this particular smell. Boo-boo is hidden, but his song is clean. He'll be there when our violence has gone. Boo-boo's song has turned to a call, which enters my memory as I walk on.
Yeah, I think we'll just do this last song, or rather just ask Larry to do this last song, which is a love song really to my wife who've been Lindy, who I've been married to for anyway, about 25 years, 20 years, and we lived together like, you know, two hermits here in the bush. It's nice. So, although this isn't set in the bush at all, it's just set in a kind of space, as you'll see. It's a song called Stratosphere. We have got one more song, but I don't think we're going to have time. We don't have to take too much time to play it. So, yeah, let's make this the last one.
Yeah.
Stratosphere.
This is. Sorry if I can just performance on. Okay, if we can just have the lyrics up.
Sorry, I was going to say this wasn't a published poem. This is something we worked on as a song together.
You are the mountain, and I'm the shade. You are the handle, and I'm the blade. Hey, hey. We're two and we are one. You are the traveler, and I'm the road. You are the mystery, and I'm the cold. Hey, hey. Like a circle around the sun. You bring the melody, I bring the beat. We fly together on our dancing feet. Up in the stratosphere, that's where we meet. You're the one who makes me feel complete. Hey, hey. I got good and I didn't do that, I didn't do that, hey, hey. You are the firefly, and I'm the dark. You are the spark plug, and I'm the spark. Hey, hey. We're apart and we are near. You are the accident, and I'm the scar. You are the night sky, and I'm the star. Hey, hey. I see you in the stratosphere. You bring the melody, I bring the beat. We fly together on our dancing feet. Up in the stratosphere is where we meet. You're the one who makes me feel complete. Hey, hey. Dum doo dum da dum da. Oh dum ba dum ba da. Dum doo da da da. Hey, hey.
Whoa, that was
Thank you.
amazing.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Larry, Robert. That was beautiful. Can we please all
Pleasure.
and give them a round of applause?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Brava. Thank you so much. That was such an interesting, like, different way of doing these hosting sessions, because typically we're so used to just having poetry. So this was a welcome change. And I'd like to open the floor for any questions or any comments that people might have in the room. If you have a question, you could just put your hand up, and yeah, or you could just go ahead or type in the chat, whichever you feel works best for you. Ed, please go ahead.
And sorry. skipped the cue. Yeah, that was a joy, Larry, to quote your words at the beginning, and thank you. I mean, that was amazing. Yeah, I have a couple of questions, but I'll just start with this one. And Robert, it's for you. I just wondered, while I was listening, in what way would you say the possibilities of song and putting lyrics to music have given different avenues for expression, as distinct from your poetry? I wondered about, for example, the I in the songs as opposed to the I in the poems. Not to overcomplicate things, but maybe it's not worth articulating why. Maybe that doesn't make too much. Maybe it's not a fruitful thing to pursue. But I just wondered what it's given you, as opposed to the poetry.
Well, it hasn't been such a sort of conflict for me because I never wrote them as songs. So, it was more like adapting or helping Larry adapt them into songs. Yeah, it was just, and then look, I'm very interested in music, and I'm very interested in jazz and kind of rhythmic music, actually, rhythmic jazz and rhythmic blues. So, so I often hear that. So these are the poems. A lot of these poems are the ones that are kind of musical to me when I wrote them. Sound like I was hearing music of some kind. I write different kinds of poetry that has nothing to do with that kind of thing. It's got different kind of space in it. So, yeah, so it's just very, I mean, to try and answer your question, it's just very nice to see your work coming out in a different form. And I've been very pleased with like the way Larry does it. I mean, it's really, as you can see, it's like it's very, very rich, and the duet between guitar and voice is very subtle, and very, very melodic, very expressive. So it's just taken some of them beyond what they were as poems. It's just got that extra dimension to them. It's just fantastic. And I'm very pleased. I'm very privileged to have such a talented, expressive person taking this on. So, but the poems also exist in their own world, and that's how they were written, and they have their own music, I guess. So, that's how it is.
Yeah, no, you're a great foil for one another, and I mean the rhythmic elements and the imagery. I love the imagery in the poems as poems and as they come through in the songs. Yeah, I'll leave it there. But I also one other thing that was quite noticeable is the folky and the blues elements. That contrast is also great to have that contrast. Yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you. Jacques, the floor is yours. Jacques, you are muted. Okay, while Jacques unmutes, there are some comments from Ralph. Jacques, are you good? Do you want to go? You muted yourself again. Jacques? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. But Ralph
I've
said...
got a
Oh, go ahead, please.
I love the idea of the star attracting the night sky. It's a beautiful, like, big stratosphere that seems like so big, and then when you kind of hear it like this, it makes sense. So yeah, just gratitude and beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Thanks,
Mike.
Michael.
Can I just make one quick comment? It's
Sure.
you know, I've done these songs acoustically and with an electric band. I've had a number of electric bands in the past, kind of blues bands, and some of these songs have been played in that context as well. But what was really wonderful for me tonight was to actually have the lyrics up on screen, because they're quite intense. They are very intense poems, and often people, if they don't have the lyrics there, don't catch all the nuances, the lyrical nuances. So I'd just say from my side, it was very enjoyable and pleasurable to have the lyrics there and to know that people were actually following the lyrics while I was singing them.
Thank you, Larry. I have a question. When did you guys start working together on these poems? And how was the translation from like poem to song? How was that process? Was that easy or was that difficult? Because I'm assuming that for each song you had to find the right melody for each of the songs, like a melody that would fit and go along with the song and the words and the sentiment.
Well, I can answer first, because all of these, well, most of the songs existed as poems before they became songs. And I can't really explain the process, but I had Rob's first book of poetry, of poems, Door to the River. And I suppose it also came through our friendship as that developed, but I remember going through the book and certain poems suggesting themselves to me as songs. And I don't read music. I play completely by ear, so I can't even say it was a conscious process for me. It was just having these lyrics, which I really loved, these poems, and then sitting around down with a guitar and a sound suggesting itself to me. So it was a completely intuitive process rather than a conscious process of composition to a set of lyrics. So that really was my experience of it. And often melodies would be developed and then not used. But in most cases, in fact, the very first melody that I'd play to Rob, we would agree on. Occasionally, Rob would say, no, I don't like this or I don't like that, and I would adjust it. But generally, they came out kind of fully formed.
Oh, that's wonderful. I really particularly loved My Death. I like the melody. It reminded me of my childhood watching Brothers Blues. So that was really nice.
Blues Brothers, yes.
Blues
yeah.
Brothers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was adopted, that one was adopted from a version of a song, an old blues song called Baby Please Don't Go, which I used to play with a blues band, and I took the melody and adapted it to that.
Wonderful. Are there any other questions? Any other comments? Ed? Oh, and there's a bunch of very lovely comments in the chat. I hope you guys can both read them. They're super wonderful. Thank you guys. Ed, please go ahead.
Hey, my comment is now more to the music, or my questions. I wondered for the folky stuff. I thought I heard, say, Nick Drake or John Oakley Smith, or even your singing, I think, is like a bit like Robin Hitchcock. Don't know if that's accurate. So yeah, I just wondered about the influences there, and also for the blues, were there particular blues artists that is there common ground between yourself and Robert with Bo Diddley, John Lee Hooker, whoever?
Allman Brothers Band, we all love it. We had I'll respond first, Robert. Around the music, it's we had a lot of shared listening, both to blues and jazz, and country blues especially. the acoustic country blues before it became kind of electric Chicago blues. The musicians who moved from the Delta to Chicago, the stuff they were doing before. And then in terms of the folk idiom, everyone influences everyone else. You know, there's nothing completely original. And I've listened to all of those artists. Nick Drake, obviously. John Oakley Smith, I played with many times in the 1970s, late 1970s, when he was part of that wave of folk acoustic musicians, Edie Neerlander, John Oakley Smith, Jannie Hofmeyer. And I just got into university then, and we would invite them to Rhodes University, and they would perform, and then that's also how I started performing. So all of those people, and everyone borrows, you know, you hear a particular chord sequence or whatever. Yeah. So I'm deeply embedded in kind of acoustic blues and generally acoustic music. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
Okay, are there any other questions? Any other comments? If there are no other questions and no other comments.
What about Chalky? Maybe he's appearing on the horizon. I see he's got his hand up.
Yeah, his hand is up, but I'm not sure what's going on his side. Jacques, can you hear us? Can you unmute yourself?
No.
Yeah, it's not happening. I don't know what's going on. It's unfortunate. Sure, he had something really, really wonderful to say.
Look, it's been a wonderful thing. It's fantastic for me to see. I mean, I think I agree with Larry. I think it's you know, this is the perfect kind of, at least one of the most perfect combinations of the poetry and the music, because I often sort of say to Larry, can you just make it sing very slowly and very clearly so we can hear everything, you know. Every word is meant to do its thing, and this is better because you don't have to, I don't have to tell him how to change his pace or change his anything. He can, the lyrics are there, people can read them. So they're reading the poem actually, as well as hearing the song. It's just a fantastic sort of, I mean, this evening is the first time we've done something like that, put up lyrics and sing. So I'm very happy. It really makes the whole thing really work. You know? It's great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
I'm glad that it all worked out when we thought it wouldn't work out as well as it did. So I'm really glad that it all worked out. Can we please all unmute and give Larry and Robert one last round of applause before we take a 5-minute break?
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna take a 5-minute break and we're gonna come back for the open mic session in 5 minutes. So right now it's 8:31. Actually, we finished at perfect timing. So it's 8:31. We'll be back at 8:36. Okay, see you in 5.
Okay.
Well, where did you read that?
Don't you? I'm printing it for you.
I'm just gonna get warmer.
Right.